Jai Hind everyone. My name is Aman Gupta. I am working as an assistant professor in Akgec Engineering College. So, my subject is cybersecurity, whose subject code is BMC 106. In our last topic, we have covered the about different type of cyber crimes. In today's video, we cover about how cyber criminals plan the attacks, what are the social engineering techniques, what is cyber stalking, botnets and DOS attacks, and what type of attack vectors are used for cyber crimes. Now start with how cyber criminal plan the attacks. So to understand this, we have to first understand that who is the person who wants to access the part of a genuine system, or a person who enters a information system unethically. That is the person called the hacker. So hacker is an individual who uses computer or networking devices, and he has a person who has he is a very skilled person actually, and to overcome a problem he is entering into a system, but he used his ability, hacker used his ability to gain the unauthorized access to the system resources to commit any type of crime. So hacker is a person who enters into an information system unethically and commit a crime or steal some information. This type of activity is done by the hacker. Next is cracker. Who is cracker? So an individual who attempts to access the computer systems without authorization. So these individuals are the malicious and opposed to the hackers. So they have their means at their disposal for breaking into a system. So we have different type of attacks like brute force hacking, cracking, phreaking, and who are the persons like white hat hacker. So first of all, discuss about brute force hacking. So this type of attack is a hacking method in which the hacker uses the trial and error to crack the passwords and login credentials and the encryption keys. So it is very simple but a reliable tactic for the hackers to gain the unauthorized access to individual accounts and organization system and the networks. While hacking is the process of intruding into the computer systems without authorization in order to gain the access for good or bad purposes. But at the same time, cracking is the process through which the intention of the person who intrudes into a system is the criminal intention. He intrudes into a system with a criminal intention. So cracking is generally less harmful than hacking. Next is phreaking. It is a type of hacking that specifically targets the telephone system, and it generally involves manipulating the network protocols to make free calls, and it generally interferes with the telecommunications to interrupt the system. Now, who are the white hat hackers? So white hat hackers are the hackers who are employed or hired by the companies to test the information system by giving them some authorities to hack the system or to find out the loopholes in an information system. So this is called the ethical hacking, and this process helps to detect the vulnerabilities or loopholes in the system. Now in this we have black hat hacker also, and this hacker is a computer hacker who violates laws or ethical standards for different type of purposes, just like cyber crimes or malicious intentions. So these acts can range from piracy to the identity theft. Now we have different type of hackers also called the gray hat hacker. So this type of computer hacker are the computer security expert who may sometimes violate the laws or standards, but usually does not have the malicious intent. Just like the black hat hacker, they do not have the intention, but sometimes they can work like the black hat hacker. Now cyber criminals commit crimes using different type of tools and techniques. They are used different type of tools to do that, commit that crimes, but the basic process of performing these attacks is same. So this type of the process that have been involved, they have some different type of steps like reconnaissance, scanning and scrutinizing, gaining access, maintaining access, and covering the tracks. So first of all, reconnaissance, it is an act of exploring to find someone or something, or to collect the information from different type of platforms to gather the information. So this phase begins with the footprinting, and footprinting is the terms that it involves the gathering the information about the target environment to enter that environment by using the loopholes and get penetrated. It provides an overview of system vulnerabilities. So the objective of the system is to understand the systems, its ports and services, and any type of related data. So attacker attempts to gather information in two phases. We can have the attacker have two type of ways that he can gather information, like first of all passive attack by using the passive attack, and he can also use the active attack. So in passive attack, in this attack, the user can gather information like Google or Yahoo search, Facebook, LinkedIn, this type. He can use that information from that type of social media accounts. They gather information from some organization, website, blogs, newspaper, news groups, job postings, network sniffing. So the hacker can gather information from these type of social networking sites and can collect that information by using passive attack. Now next is our active attack, and this type of attack involves exploring the network to discover the individual host, to confirm the data and the data that has been collected using the passive attack, and this attack involves the risk of being detected. So this attack allows the attacker to know the security measures in the place. Next one is scanning and scrutinizing. Scanning involves intelligent examination of gathered information about the target. So in scanning, all the information that have been collected using the first stage that we call the footprints, and this information has been scanned in this stage scanning. So through port scanning, network scanning, vulnerability scanning. Next is scrutinizing, that is also called the enumeration, and 90% of the time in hacking is spent in reconnaissance, that is called the gathering of information, that is called footprints, scanning and scrutinizing the information. Now next one is how can a hacker launch an attack, and this attack can be done by using the following steps, like first of all crack the password, exploit all the privileges that have been given to some authorized users, execute the malicious software by using backdoor or the trapdoor or having some loopholes, hide or destroy files or cover the tracks. So these can be the steps that can attacker can exploit these steps. Now come to the social engineering techniques. So it is first of all, what is the social engineering? It is the art of exploiting human psychology rather than technical hacking techniques to gain access to building systems or the data. We can also say that it is a technique to influence or deceive people to obtain the information or perform some action. People are the weak link in the security, and this principle makes social engineering possible. So generally we can use a mobile or internet to make a people do something that is illegal. So this is the art of exploiting the trust of the people. We can take an example for instead of trying to find a software vulnerability, social engineer might call an employee and pose as an IT support person and trying to trick the employee with divulging his password and can misuse the system. There are two main categories of social engineering, like human-based social engineering and computer-based social engineering. So in human-based social engineering, it refers to the person-to-person interaction to get the desired information. So in this technique, a person can interact with another person to get the desired information. For example, impersonating an employee or valid user. Suppose a person with a name A and he acts like a person B to chat with a person C. So A is impersonating as B. So C thinks that he is chatting with A, but he is chatting with B, but actually he is chatting with A. So that is called the impersonation. Posing as an important user, using a third person, or calling as a technical support. Next one is the computer-based social engineering. It refers to the attempt to get the desired information using computer or the software. For examples, fake emails, phishing, that is called the phishing. It can be done through email attachments, pop-up windows. Next is cyber stalking. It is an act of harassing an individual or an organization using information and communication technology. The behavior may include false accusations, monitoring transmission of threats, ID theft, damage of data, or gathering information without the consent of the authorized person. So we can have two types of stalkers in this category. First of all, online stalkers who are interacting with the victim. And next one is the offline stalkers, the persons who are just monitoring the activities of the victim. He does not interact him with in real time, but he followed him on different type of social media accounts. So this type of stalkers called the offline stalkers. Now next is our botnets. Bots refers to an automated program for performing a task over a network. So these are botnet refers to a collection of bots, activity that is done by through automation. So botnets are often used to perform the malicious activities. And this type of activity include distributing spam, spread viruses. So these are all the activities that has been performed by the botnet. A botnet is a network of computers infected with a malicious program, and it allows the cyber criminals to control the infected machines without the knowledge of the users. So this is the bot master cyber criminal, and this is a type of bot. This is passed through the control server and it is spread to the multiplied into a different numbers, and it is spread through the infected websites, social media posts, spam emails, and this has been distributed around the social media. Now these are some countermeasures that are becoming a part of botnet. So first of all, use antivirus and anti-spyware software and update them regularly. So it is very important to use a genuine antivirus and some softwares that can run against these type of botnets. To download and install OS related security patches, turn on the firewall. These are some important factors that we need to install in our system. Disconnect internet when not needed. Download freeware only from trusted sites. When we download some software from the unauthorized or websites which are not trusted one, then it is a possibility that some malwares have been downloaded from the content that have been that we have downloaded from the websites. Take precautions immediately if the system gets infected. So these are some type of important factors that we need to keep in our mind. So these are the social engineering techniques. DOS attacks. What is DOS attack? Denial of service attack or a distributed denial of service. So it is a cyber attack in which the hacker seeks to make a machine or resource unavailable. So it is done by a hacker to make a resource unavailable to its intended users or temporarily disconnected. These attacks affect the availability of a system. So this can be done by flood a network with the traffic, therefore preventing the legitimate network traffic by using some bot attack, etc. Disrupt connections between two systems that can prevent access to a server, prevent a particular individual from accessing a service. Next is attack vector. It is a path or means by which an attacker gain access to the target machine to deliver the payload. So attack vectors allow attackers to exploit the system vulnerabilities. So to some extent, firewalls and antivirus software can block these attack vectors, and we have some examples of attack vectors like email attacks, attachment, and this type of other files, attack by deception, hackers, phishing, worms. So these are all the examples of the attack vectors. That's all for today. In our next video, we will discuss about other type of social engineering technique. Thank you.